guys, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome back. It's been a few weeks. Time for Kyle's Cabinets. And in fact, I think that the last episode of this I've done was back in October of last year, so what the heck, it's been quite a while. But we're going to move on. I have a folder in front of me. It looks like our next one is Hong Kong. There's some stuff in there. So we're going to take a look at that stuff, see what's going on. I hope everybody's been well. I hope you're enjoying the weekend. It's Sunday. It's 7 a.m. right now. I've just placed a grocery order and plan on making a bolognese sauce later with some fettuccine. And what is there to say? Well, so I'm coming off of 2 months of back, hip, and leg pain that has just been very trying. For the last 2 months. It started with my back, then it became my hip, was really killing me, and then my thigh was just totally killing me. And thank you God, it's been about 2 days that I've clearly been healing in the right direction, so I don't even know what happened to me. Just one day woke up and had pain, and 2 months later, here I am. So, anyway, I'm glad that I'm feeling better, and looking forward to, I guess, a 3-hour cook time on this bolognese coming up for me today. So I've got my work cut out for me. Yesterday was cleaning and laundry, and so I sit and I look around my place and it's nice and clean and it just feels good, you know. So today we'll be cooking and stamp video. And that's my plan. Anyway, that's what's going on in my life. So I'm feeling good, pretty happy. It's a little bit early. Might have some bad head. I don't even know. I look okay, I guess. And so, yeah, let's get into these stamps here. I have absolutely no idea what's in this folder. But I will say, I'm looking at the drawer. We are incredibly close to being done with my first filing cabinet. And what are we at here? Episode 37 now? Wow. So it took 37 episodes to get through this first cabinet. I mean, we literally have like 2, maybe 3 more folders, and that's it. And then we move on to the next cabinet. I will say the next cabinet might take longer because there is more stamps in it than the first cabinet. So anyway, I'd say we're in for at least another 35 or something episodes, probably more like 40 or 50 or something like that to get through this cabinet. And of course, it'll all just depend on, you know, what's in the folders and how many folders I do per episode and all that stuff. So, but wow, it's like a milestone for me at least. I'm like, holy moly, we've made it through the first cabinet. Whew, it's a long road. And yeah, again, sorry to my longtime viewers how the amount of videos that I make has clearly been reduced over time, but it's helping me be a happy camper. It does take a lot of time and effort to make these videos. You know, it kind of kills my weekend sometimes for a long video, and so making them less consistently just gives me more free time, and it just kind of overall makes me a happier guy. So yeah, thanks for putting up with me having long spaces in between my videos, but just know that I'm not going anywhere. I've said this before, I ain't going anywhere. I'm just slowing down a little. So anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at these stamps. Okie dokie. Hong Kong. Whoa, whoops. Wow, there's actually more in here than I expected, to be honest. So, you know, as I opened this folder, I was thinking to myself, I don't know a whole lot about Hong Kong. Or to be frank, I mean, I really don't. I just don't know a whole bunch. So, yeah, I'm not going to be like the most informative guy on these stamps. But let's take a look at them and just see what I got. Okay, what am I doing? Let me get all this cleared up here. Out of the way. I can tell you already, this one has sparked my interest, whatever's going on there. I like how that looks, and I think that I am familiar somewhat with these. Actually, let's start with those. Sorry, let me get all this out of the way. and see what we've got here, because they look cool, at least through this old glassine. They all seem to be in order. Let's see. I don't know for sure if they're in order, but I'll try to keep it that way, just in case. Okay, so these are cool. These are like, when I think about, I have messed with some Hong Kong stamps, but when I think about, when I look at these, my initial thought is, okay, I know that these are not like the oldest stamps. I'm pretty sure this series is older, but not like, you know, super old. I'm going to guess like early 1900s or something. That's my guess, because I have seen these in the catalog before. I like the cancels. They look like real cancels. No CTO baloney here. I mean, something like this definitely screams that it's a real cancel to me. It must be a Shanghai cancel. At least I'm guessing. That's how I feel. Hong Kong cancel. What does that say? This is another Hong Kong cancel. So these are cool. Hinged. Little minor defects. That one has a whole bunch of paper on the back. Little hinge. So nothing crazy here. They're all hinged. They could definitely be in better shape, I feel like, and I can even tell just by how they sit on the desk that they're kind of curved and bent. But cool looking. Alright, let's move on. Okie doke. Glassine here, way too big. Looks like a beard hair there. That's my fault. Growing out the beard. I've grown it out more than I ever have. Just kind of giving it a shot, you know, what the heck. Okay, so, okay, not the same series, but similar to the last. I'd say like the colors are similar. And, you know, it's another portrait design with the dragon on there. Let me look at the other one. I don't think this had a dragon. Okay, so no dragons on those, but this is the queen. But this one's got a bad corner. Bummer. What do you guys think? Practically worthless? Should I toss it? Probably. Probably ain't worth anything. And like usual, you know, it's not about what they're worth while it's a part of it. It's just the idea of, what am I saving? Yeah, you know, damage stamp. I don't know. But then again, like I was saying, I don't know enough about Hong Kong stamps. So I'm not going to toss it, but my guts kind of want me to. But anyway, there you go. A little different series. Okay, let's move right along here. Try not to drag too long on everything. Let's see. Hong Kong. Unused, original gum, complete set, very fine condition they've marked. Cap number 345 and 6, worth $1.45, never hinged. I'm gonna sneeze, hold on. Oh, jeez, man, just had a serious sneeze. I don't know if I'm the only one, but let me just say this. I know this is off subject, but at some point during my life, somehow, I naturally switched over to, like, holding in my sneezes, which is a little bit annoying because I'll like sneeze and without blowing it out I just kind of go you know, like keep sneezing. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know when that started, but somewhere in my late 20s. I don't even intend to. I just hold in my sneezes and man, it whew, like makes my ears pop and everything. Alright, anyway, Hong Kong, Lunar New Year, the 7th of February 1978. We've got a 20 cent and then a $1.30. We've got the, I assume Chinese, script on the side. Oh, so this is a British stamp. Interesting. So I wonder, oh, well, okay, they said Hong Kong, but they didn't say British Hong Kong. I guess that at probably this point in time, Britain just simply had possession, or because if it was a British stamp, like commemorating Hong Kong, then the country should be Great Britain. But I'm a little bit curious about this, so I think I'm going to throw this. I'm going to put this in the app real quick, the stamp identifier. Let me just see, because I'd like to clarify. I'm well aware that at some point Britain had Hong Kong, I believe. I think that's what's going on. Why the portrait of the Queen is there in the corner. Okay, first of all, I just Googled, like, how long did Britain control Hong Kong, and holy crap, way longer than I thought. It says 156 years of British rule in Hong Kong. And let's see, it was under British rule, reverting to Chinese sovereignty July 1st, 97. So if this was released in 78, like it says, that actually completely explains it. Britain still controlled Hong Kong. Wow, I didn't realize it was that long. I mean, 97? I was 8 years old when the Chinese finally got Hong Kong back? Holy moly. Anyways, so actually I'm not going to stamp identify it. What's the point? That answers the question. Interesting. Well, yep. I wish I paid a little bit more attention in history class in high school. I just didn't care. Truth is, I didn't want to be there. Every single second I was there, I just hated being in school. So something I forget about, really, is how happy I was to get out of school. I hated school. Just boring, man. Those fluorescent lights, you don't want to be there. You have no choice. You're a kid. You can't help it. You have no money. You're broke. Ugh. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these. Interesting. Okay, so these four look like the set that we've already seen, pretty much. They don't look in particularly amazing shape either. And then we have a couple of the same stamp here. This one's a different series, I'm assuming. 10 cents. And then this guy, which is, I think, a pretty common design type. So, not sure what the cancel says. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. Just a few randoms there. So let's keep cooking here. We got old glassines. See what's in here. Okay, so a few from this series. I've seen this one before. You guys probably have too. That one has a pretty bad crease right down the middle. This one has pulled perfs on the top left and bottom right corners. Yeah, perfect. And that one actually looks pretty dang good, I'll be honest. This one looks pretty good. Also looks like a real cancel. Yeah, that one's not in bad shape. Huh. I guess Hong Kong probably has its own, like, album, you know, because I've been working on, well, I was working on my Chinese album for quite a while. I don't remember seeing a single Hong Kong stamp in the album. Okay, this one's cool. Hong Kong, $1.30. A little bit bigger, and a bigger denom as well, so this one has a little bit more value. Looks like top right perf is pulled, unfortunately. Otherwise, not horrible. That one's kind of cool. I like that. You know, simple, classy, you know, nothing wrong with that stamp there. Okay, so this is, I've written here, a mix already shown in video. Wow. That means that at some point in the past, in a former video, I actually came across these, we inspected them, and then I ended up filing them in this folder when we were done. So I've already shown these to somebody at some point in some video, and I wouldn't know, but why waste our time? Looks like just a mixed up bag of stamps there. Okay, here we have one random stamp. $1 Hong Kong, the Dragon Boat Festival. This one also has an ER in it. I was looking for a year. I'm not quite seeing a year, but cool. Boat Festival stamp. Okay. Yeah, whenever I see something like this just screams, I took all these from somewhere. I accumulated them out of an album or something, made a little pile, and then just threw them in a glass scene and sorted them in the folder. So that's why there's no explanation of what they are or anything, but that's classic Kyle. That's what I do. Oh, I got a couple of pairs here. Yeah, these are cool. I like these. I do. So it looks like several of this big one. Okay. Cool pair. Okay. So here we are again with this portrait design with the dragons. These are stuck. Okay. So a cool little mix here. I like it. These definitely look more recent. I would assume these are older. Probably about the same vintage here. These guys. Probably all of these. Huh. Bunch of wavy line cancels. Some CDSs, but I don't really see any information. Okay, well, I mean, there's like, I can make out like I can see some letters, but I don't see almost anything in these other cancels. It's weird. It's almost like they're just circles. Alright, let me clean this up. We'll move on. Man, I just keep thinking about this sauce I'm about to make, and my mouth is watering just thinking about it. I am a massive spaghetti lover, and I'm a big fan of a good spaghetti sauce, be it ragu, or a bolognese, or just whatever. Ever since I was a kid, actually, spaghetti is, I think, one of the first things I ever really learned how to cook on my own. My dad used to go and leave me alone at the house for a day or two sometimes when I was like 10 or 12, which I was fine with because I was a pretty responsible young kid. And I had to feed myself, and spaghetti, man, saved my life. Lived off that stuff. So, are these the same? Sorry, I'm just like, are these the same as these other ones? Okay, I'm trying to find the. There it is. Gosh darn it. Okay, the first. Yeah, okay, so like the first ones that we looked at, these are the same. This one's clearly different. This one is a numeric design. And it does say stamp duty there, so oh my gosh, sorry, it is a little early. Let me think here. Postal tax stamp, or what do we call these? Oh my gosh. Ugh. It drives me nuts when I can't remember what you call things. Postage due. Gosh darn it. Sorry, guys. That's what I was thinking of. Postage due. What did I say? Postal tax? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a postage due stamp. That's my guess. So, holy moly. You can just tell I've been spending less time with stamps. I can't remember what you call a postage due. What the heck? Okay, Hong Kong. Celebrating some royalness here. Some royalty. Wavy line cancel on the 50 cent. The wedding of HRH to Princess Anne. Let me say I am completely unfamiliar with Princess Anne. I don't know if I've ever even heard of her. Yeah, I have no idea her. I'm not used to seeing her. We all know Princess Diana. It's the only one I can think of. I don't really keep up with this royalty stuff. Doesn't really matter to me. Festival of Hong Kong 1973. 50 cent Hong Kong stamp. Cool. I bet you their festivals are pretty cool. Let's see what this is. Just a couple of randoms. Looks like an on-paper Hong Kong. There we go. With a slogan canceled. something delay. It says done SSI, and then something about delay. Not sure what that slogan would be. There you go. In my opinion, the cancel kind of ruins the stamp on this one. It's an ugly cancel. It's mute. It's not telling me anything. Oh no, there is stuff. There is stuff. It's just really hard to read because it's black ink, and her jacket is such a dark blue, deep navy. Can't quite see what the letters are, but it doesn't matter. Okay, let's cruise along with whatever this is. Is this empty? Okay, so this is garbage. Alright, let's get rid of that. Okay, it looks like a few stock cards here. Not sure if I really want to go through all these. They look like kind of more of the same. I am a little bit curious about whatever this is, which has a messed up bottom right corner, but that's okay. It's pretty crinkled up too. Oh, I see a little tear. This is in pretty poor shape. Okay, this actually says postage due. Ooh, okay, that makes me wonder if the other one really was a postage due. I'm not sure what the other one was. I just don't think I really want to bother looking it up. If you guys happen to know what the other one was, let me know in the comments. That'd be cool. But this one actually clearly states postage due. Maybe the other one was a postage due, but it was just a different design. That could be. Man, this thing is in bad shape. Ugh. Alright. More of the same kind of stuff. Oh, okay, a little block. On paper, still. Hong Kong cancel 72, 31st of, I'm guessing, March. Says MR. Right at noon, huh? Noon. Interesting that this cancel says noon instead of the time numbers. I mean, do they actually have a specific cancel for right when it strikes 12 o'clock and they go, oh, no, it's noon, let me grab that one. Noon. I don't get it. Anyway. $2 Hong Kong. And I'm actually thinking about this more. Let's see. Okay, that actually. I was assuming this was a hand cancel, but maybe not. Ooh, okay, that's something I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, I mean, we're talking 1972. It's, I suppose, a machine cancel. Okay, all right. I'm just not gonna get too sidetracked with that. Okay. Get lost in thought, you know. Okay, Royal Visit 1975, $2 Hong Kong stamp. This one's cool. Interesting cancel. Missing some of it. Yeah, I'm not seeing like a super great variety with these. That's something that my heart is saying, come on, give me something different. It all kind of looks like the same kind of stuff. And that's it. We haven't seen that. Have we? No, I don't think we've seen this one. This one looks like sorry, let me get that focused. If the camera would, for the love of God, focus for me. There you go. Looks like a Machen. So maybe this is some kind of Hong Kong Machen. Cool cancel. No idea what it says. Interesting. And then this one does have a little bit different design. I know we've seen a lot of portraits, but I don't think we've seen this exact one yet. That's cool. Me likey. I like Chinese stamps. I like Hong Kong stamps. They're cool. Okie dokie. Okay, this one looks kind of neat. Let's see here. We have a little stackaroni here. Thanks. See if we got anything different. Okay, well this one is, here you go, that's a $2. There's one hidden under there, a $1 and a $2. Machen style. This one is cool. This is the one that catches my eye. I think this is pretty. It's this nice light pink. It's a pretty clean looking stamp. That's a decent strike with the cancel as well. Pretty good hit. And it's because of these black bars in the cancel, it almost seems like an obliterator, but overall it's not the heaviest cancel I've ever seen, so not bad. Some people like them. It must have said Hong Kong. Some people like a big heavy strike. From what I've read, most people like a light strike, so that you can still see the design pretty well. Yeah, I'm not like in love with obliterator cancels, unless it's a cool cancel design, you know. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of ugly ink. So, okay, let's see if there's anything else in there. We're almost done with the folder already. This was not a whole lot of stuff. So this just looks like a few from the same series over and over. With this guy. Cool. They don't look in horrible shape. Previously hinged. Okay. Weird. It's like a half of a stock card here. Okay. Yeah, this is it. The final one. So another Machen style, and then this guy, little 10-cent. I like them. Cool look at. Nothing that blows me away, but you know, yeah, it's cool. All right, so let me organize this big old mix, and we'll move on to the next folder. Okay, so it turns out this is in fact the last folder of the cabinet. We've done it, and it's Hungary, and it is pretty surprisingly thick here. So, okay, bunch of stock card action. Looks like, what is this? A little tiny, interesting little binder of covers. So that's cool. Yeah, we'll take a look at those. Whoa, what is that? Good grief. As I look at this, my thought that just went through my head was, oh yeah, isn't Hungary kind of a CTO offender? Is that right? I think so. Who's maybe Czechoslovakia was like the biggest one in my mind, but yeah, these are looking like CTOs. Ugh, that's okay. So a few stock pages, interesting, and then more stuff here. So let's just kind of, I'm not going to look at every single stamp here. There's too many. But yeah, I mean, let's kind of go through and just see generally what we got. Should be a pretty good variety, and I am expecting CTOs. This one they're commemorating. I'm pretty sure that the Scaperia, however you say that, I think that means Albania. It's been a while, but I'm gonna say that I think that means Albania. So I think they're commemorating an Albanian stamp there. These remind me of some German issues where they just kind of have like these kind of not quite cartoony, but plain sort of architecture type stamps. Okay, cool, interesting. What is she doing? I mean, it looks like a soccer ball, but why she got it in her hand? What are you doing? I mean, what game? I don't understand that. I mean, I guess it could be volleyball. It looks like a soccer ball, though. That's weird. Okay, 1980 stamp. Alright, cool. Let me button these up and we'll move on. Okay, no. Okay, we got one single stamp. I actually quite like this. It's got some kind of silver foil which shines on this whatever jet plane of sorts. Pretty cool. 1962. Leggy Posta. This is Leggy Posta. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe that means airmail in Hungarian. I have no idea. But overall, cool stamp. I like it. Okay, this one has quite a few in here. Maybe I could just dump her. No. Nope. Don't want to come out. Ugh. Okay. Alright, let's spread these out and take a gander at whatever's in this pile here. That's soccer. Yeah, maybe the other stamp wasn't soccer. Oh my gosh. I don't know why that bothers me, but we're going to look up this other stamp because I want to know what sport she's playing. Alright, give me a sec. Okay, so apparently it's for an Olympic game called handball. What the heck? Handball. Jeez. What the heck is handball? Okay, I don't know anything about handball. No wonder. What clued me in, I mean, well, for one thing, she had the ball in her hand. But when I saw the soccer ball and it has the black parts and the, you know, on the ball, and it made me think, wait, hers didn't have any black. It was completely white, like a volleyball. So, okay, different ball, perhaps. And in a different game, I mean, yeah, I just don't know anything about handball. Are they throwing it through a hoop, or what? I could go watch a video, but... Okay, these are cool. Pretty sure I have, like a complete or a nearly complete series of these triangular Olympic stamps. Look at this Gandhi, that's cool. The smiling face. Okay, back in action. Okay, some partial blocks here. Yeah, I can't read any of that. Yeah, I'm looking at this word. At the top there, not a chance. Not a frickin' chance. What does that say? Kiskunfelengingaza? Yeah, I have no idea. Oh boy. So anyway, alright, let me put this together again, or put it back. Okie doke. Moving on. Here we have this relatively big stamp. Pretty cool card. Does look like a CTO. This one as well. Leggy Posta. Okay, just for my information and so that everybody can learn too, I do want to figure out what is Leggy Posta. Yep, means airmail. Good guess. Kind of reminds me of, on German stamps they say Luftpost. Now don't quote me on this, but I think Luftpost means airmail in German. So I see Leggy Posta instead. I don't know. That's how my mind thinks when my mind's working. Yeah, okay. Seen these before. Okay, that's probably a postage due. What does it say? What does it say? Forint? It almost looks like a D. F-D-R-I-N-T? I'm not 100% sure, but that's probably a postage due. Little stamps here. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe that one's a postage due. Filler. 1955. I mean, this one comes off as a postage due. Kind of makes me second guess that other one there, but that looks like, I don't know, they kind of both come off like postage dues, I guess. Okay, I'm not sure. I just noticed this is sitting here. I don't know where this came from. It must have fallen out of something. Anyway, yeah, cool little bit of stamps here. Oh, I was going to say with these, I've definitely seen this stamp a lot. This series, they're like working in the field or something. This one might be a little bit better to see. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I've just seen this one a whole lot. That's pretty common. Okay. Get all these buttoned up here in the pile. Stacked up. Okay, now let's take a look at this, wherever this came out of. Okay, it looks like a CTO. Just kind of lay them out here, spread them out so you can take a look at what they are. Looks like a bunch of MCV, pretty common stuff. Pretty typical. I have absolutely no idea what Hungarian stamps have any real world value. I don't know anything about that. Which Hungarian stamps are rare or any of that? I just have no clue. Yeah, there's a lot of common stuff here, and that's okay. Just gonna spread them out. See what we have. I was kind of looking at this one thinking, what is that, a printing press? Or it looks like some kind of printer. There's one more under here. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't really see anything knocks my socks off, so let's keep cruising. Alrighty. Let's see what this one has. Looks like stacks of duplicates, maybe. I don't think we're going to spend a lot of time on these, and I'm not going to pull all these apart. These are stacks of stamps. I don't know if they're all the same. Okay, no. They looks like they're probably grouped in these little stacks as series. Probably. Neat little piles. Not sure if I did this or not. That's actually kind of cool. Whatever swirly cancels going on here. I'm not sure if it's a postal horn. I don't know. But looking at these, like there's that printer or whatever again. Yeah, I mean these just come off to me like the, you know, when I bought massive collections and was just looking through, I would see this kind of stuff so much. I mean this is all just super duper common. Yeah. So we won't spend time on this. I'll put these in, and while I am, let me just take a moment to thank most of you for being such good people, nice, good people. Most of my viewers are, and I really appreciate you. I had some lady, I'm guessing it was a lady, I don't know, maybe 2 videos ago or something. Well, let's just say she was a total B, and she left me some nasty comment. It was like, yeah, this is a perfect example how to take, you know, what should have been a 20-minute video and you turn it into an hour and a half, and you say nothing of value and blah blah blah. She was like real mean, and she grilled me. And I was just thinking to myself, like, what's your problem, you know? If you hate my content, why would you sit through an hour and a half of it anyways? Why would you even watch it at all? You know, when I find content on YouTube that I don't like, you know what I do? I just don't watch it. I just move on. Like, what the heck? Why would I be subscribed to somebody whose videos I don't want to watch? Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. So anyway, I mean, hey, leave me constructive criticism. That's fine. You know, if you have something to point out, like something I need to improve, that's fine. But there's a way to go about it. You don't have to be a total dick, you know. I don't respond to that. I actually just mute you and then block you from my channel, so whatever. But yeah, most people are really nice, but every now and then I get some nasty person. I'm just like, ugh, you suck. Budapest cancel? I was trying to see if I could tell who the guy is. I'm not sure. These are pretty solid cancels here. Not a whole lot going on there. But yeah, I mean, every now and then I get some nasty people. That's just life, you know? They're out there. Okay, yeah, no information here. These are cool though. I can tell I'm going to probably like them already. Oops. Long horizontal stamps. I love variety. I know that for sure with stamps. I like different designs, different sizes, different colors. You know, I mean, variety, you know, matters to me. So space themed stamps. These are cool. So some of them are. Oh no, they're all horizontal. Okay. Okay, and I'm not seeing any cancels. I'm trying to be delicate here with this guy. Yeah, not seeing any cancels, so they're not CTOs, which is nice. Definitely unused. That one has some gum disturbance on that one end there. That one has a little bit of defects, but not bad. So these are unused is how I would classify these. I don't think I'd say they're mint, simply because I'm just picking up on gum problems. This one is potentially mint. That actually looks pretty good. I can't tell through the camera if you guys can actually see the shine on the gum, but that's what I do is I usually rotate and inspect the shine as it goes across the gum and look for any kind of flaw that sticks out, and that actually looks pretty dang good. This one I would probably say is mint. Isn't there something aesthetically pleasing about gum? Just staring at it, looking at it, got some kind of texture to it. Oh no, I just like that. That's something that usually crosses my mind when I go through mint stamps is, yeah, somehow, somewhere deep in my mind, I'm like, I like perfect gum. I just like the way it looks. I don't know what else to say. Sometimes when I lick a stamp, I actually like how the gum tasted. A little bit of sweetness there. But pretty rare to lick a stamp these days, jeez. Come to think of it. Okay, so I'm not sure it's necessary to keep it in this thing. And that number is pretty much meaningless. Yeah, maybe I could repurpose this Hecko card for something else. I think that's what I'll do. Let me get that out of here. These are safe enough like that. Okay, what do we got here? Sorry. Hungarian cigarette seal. Oh, that's my writing. A cigarette seal? Cool, so little Cinderella or whatever. Would you categorize this as a Cinderella? Or would this just simply be back a book? I don't know if it's either. Maybe it's just a label. Maybe it's just, leave it at that, cigarette label. Yeah. Think you'd be hard-pressed to find this in any stamp album. Cigaretta Zarjegi. Okay, yeah. Alright, well, so that's pretty random and a way oversized glassine, but whatever. Random stuff you find sometimes. Okay. Okay, bunch of different flags. Must be a semi-postal 4+2. Maybe an Olympic torch or something. Yeah, so a bunch from a flag series. Here we go with this guy, Budapest. Oh, what did the other one say? I think the other one said Albania. Yeah, so this is different. Huh. It looks like a CTO. Oh yeah, okay, all of these actually look like CTOs. Alrighty. You got your moment in the sun, guys. Back into back into the glassine here. Oopsie. Okay. Hungary. Semi-postals. B69 through B71. It's kind of cool. I like this one of the guy trekking through the snow. I was just thinking to myself, does it snow a lot in Hungary? I don't know. Probably. Hungarian... I'm trying to think of any kind of phrase I can think of that might indicate that it does snow a lot in Hungary and it's cold. I have a feeling it is. Is Hungary... like, I don't even know where it is. Is it near Russia? Oh my god. Hold on, let me learn some stuff. Okay, so yeah, Google's like, of course, it's cold in Hungary during the winter. Duh. And it is, while not an actual direct neighbor to Russia, it's sort of separated from Russia by Ukraine to the northeast. Yeah, and they're not immediate neighbors, but Hungary is relatively close to Russia. Compared to Western Europe. Huh. So, okay, yeah, so makes sense. It's just a cold area. Cool. Okie dokie artichoke. Moving on. Some more big long horizontals. CTOs. CTO with the selvage. I like that more. Cool. Hey, I don't know. I like them. They're cool looking. Cool looking stamps. Looks like just a bunch of different ships. Cool, the big cranes. They're building a giant building next to my work. I'm sorry. And they've got like this gigantic crane over there. I always think about the logistics of it all. They have to transport that massive crane there, set it all up, and then I think about the guy who gets to operate that thing. Like, holy moly! I mean, it's a huge crane. So I did HVAC for like 2 months, fresh out of high school, and ended up hating it, but. One cool experience I did get to have was we one day went to install a commercial AC unit on top of a building, and they had a big old crane to lift it up there, and it was pretty cool to be on the roof as the giant thing was getting lowered and all that. Is, you know, a lot of safety concerns, and it was hot, as hot as anything. Man, I can't seem to get these to go. Oh, there we go. But, yeah, back when I was a young kid, didn't really, or, well, young kid, I mean, fresh out of high school, I didn't really have any direction where I was going with life. And just kind of did, like, random oddball jobs here and there. Okay, that one's cool. That one's older. I like that. Kind of reminds me of some Persian stuff, in a way. Cool blue cancel. Yeah, I like that. That's a real used stamp there. Man, look at all these stamps in this pile. Holy moly. I'm trying to think of what other random job I had. Sheet metal. I worked in a sheet metal place for like, I don't know, 3 weeks. And then tried to pull that immature baloney where I just didn't come into work one day, and they called me and I didn't answer, and then I showed up the next day and was like, oh yeah, sorry, I was sick. And they're like, okay, well, you're fired, and we've already filled the position with somebody else, so here's your check and go home. I was like, yeah, okay. I kind of knew it was coming. It's what you get for being a little, you know, irresponsible teenager. What can I say? Definitely had Definitely had that phase. That's I like this one. That's cool. I suppose that's a nod to the tortoise and the hare. Some guy that must have died in 1944. Is that Jesus? Our good friend Jesus? Cool sea turtle. Bison. A random cup. A couple of those. Olympic stamps. Looks like a javelin thrower. Pretty cool looking bird. That's pretty. Circulatory system. Oh, you know, when I looked at this one here, and I just had an epiphany that I'm pretty sure that a lot of my nude art stamps are Hungarian. I think they put a lot of paintings and sculptures and stuff like that have nudity on their stamps, and while we haven't seemed to have come across any so far, pretty sure if I open up that binder, there's a bunch of Hungarian stuff in there. Talk about something I haven't worked on for a long time, my nude art stamp collection. It's interesting because I actually spent a pretty good bit of money making that binder, but that was one of the, well, I don't know about one of the first, but a very early video that I made on this channel was going through my nude art stamp collection, and then that still to this day is the only I don't know what to call it, I guess warning or something I got from YouTube. It was up for many months, frankly, but then they said basically you can't do that, Kyle. Like, what the hell? It's not like they're, in mid-coitus, like it's sculptures and stuff. I mean, like, okay, but whatever, YouTube. They call it a strike. Once you get 3 strikes, they shut your channel down, and that's it. Your channel's gone. So, sucks, but yeah, that was very early on. I learned that. I was like, okay, no nudity at all. Fine, jeez. Although I will say, in other videos, I've come across some stamps where they show a nipple or something, and I haven't had those videos taken down, so whatever. Maybe having just a video specifically about nude art stamps was, I don't know, too obvious. Okay, so this is a 1960 Sioux sheet for the Olympics. Pretty cool looking. What was it? Romulus and Remus or whatever's going on here with the wolf. Ooh. Yeah, it's got some crease issues going on. It's been creased several times. Cool looking sheet though. Selling price, he wrote $9.50. Interesting. Here's yet another one I would categorize as unused instead of mint, just because of the unfortunate little defects it has. You can see right at my thumb there, that kind of dent, that indentation. It's just got a few flaws. Okay, so, alright. Man, some old sheet from a calculator, perhaps? I was just talking with my coworker. He's an old guy. He's about to retire. Oh my gosh. I got a little story to tell about him. What the heck? But we were talking about rotary phones and stuff like that. I grew up with that when I was young. When I was young, at least young enough that I could still remember. Yeah, we had a rotary phone. Dial. At least I think that's called a rotary when you have to spin the thing. And, yeah, that's how it was when I was growing up. We didn't have internet. We had rotary phones, Okay, so there's just a couple of random stamps there. Yeah. I do like to think I am of that last generation. I mean, I am the last generation before the internet just became common and everybody had it. I remember growing up and I remember when we had dial-up. That's what I was trying to think of. And dial-up sucked. It took you like 5-10 minutes just to get into America Online. We used AOL at least. But it was still really cool. But yeah, man, that stuff sucked. So I remember when we didn't have cell phones. So I really do think I am the last generation being with like that, being born in '89. I guess I'm technically a millennial. So the 1944 set. Says, oh shucks, sorry, don't know who I'm apologizing to. I guess the stamps. Sorry, stamps. Yeah, I do believe that all the technology kind of took off right when I was born and growing up, man. That's when things really started taking flight. Okay, so some random CTO. Oh, so yeah, anyway, the guy I work with, man, he flew off the handle on Friday. He's doing a rear main seal, which some of you may be familiar with. It's a big job. You got to take the transmission or engine out to replace this seal. And anyway, a bolt broke, and he was all pissy pants about it. Well, he's like 63 or 4 or something. He should be retiring soon. And the manager came over and was talking to him about it, and he just lost his temper and started throwing wrenches. I was like, oh my God. I just felt so embarrassed for him. Like, grow up, dude. You're almost 70. Get your together, You can't be throwing wrenches. What is that? This is baby boy bullshit. I don't like that stuff. Control your emotions, What the heck? Okay, a bunch of CTOs, soccer stuff. But yeah, I can still hear the loud bangs of the wrenches hitting his toolbox as he was chucking them, and I'm just like standing there. I work right next to him, and I'm just like looking at him, just like, what the hell, dude? He's like, I'll be back in an hour to get my toolbox. I'm quitting and all this other, and he was screaming and yelling and throwing shit, and oh my God, what a drama queen, little baby. I don't like that stuff, man. I'm not a fan of drama. Okay, I don't like drama in my life. I don't like it around me. This is why I'm a loner. That kind of. That's part of it. Like, just people and all the bull that comes with them. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I've never, to this day. I mean, I've been 18 years as a technician. I've never thrown a wrench. Never thrown a wrench. I have slammed a couple drawers, and that was in my, I would say, early to mid 20s, when my dad made me stay late, and he, I didn't even get paid to stay late. He just accepted a job right after we closed and told me I had to do it, and it really pissed me off. I mean, it's like, what the hell? Like, I'm off the clock, dude. And I started slamming drawers, and he was like, do you need to go home? And I was like, I bit my lip and I sucked it up, and I was like, no, like, I'll stay and I'll finish this freaking alignment. But it really bothered me. I mean, that's a huge pet peeve of mine. Staying late for no pay. I don't like that. Like, if you want me to stay late, then how about you throw me a bone? You want me to work for free? I still am. It still sort of bothers me. I don't like that at all. Hey, it's family business. Suck it up. Deal with it. Whatever. But so yeah, seeing this old man freak out, I don't know, man. Like, I can empathize a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, no, that's way immature. You can't be almost 70 and throwing wrenches. Get control of yourself. What the heck? I don't like that. I don't like it. So, that happened. Okay, so we have a bunch of different stuff here. I've definitely seen these before. This one with the, like, bird flying, I've definitely seen that. Okay, so these look like some occupational stamps too. I bet you these have something to do with World War II. These ones with the overprints, most likely. I don't know if these are postage dues or what. Yeah, I don't know what that word means. This one has quite a curvature to it as well. I think it's a guy with a rifle on his back. I don't know. Huh. These ones, I think I showed one similar earlier, so curved. They're just working in the field. These always remind me of the French stamp, the Sower. Is what comes to mind when I see these. Yeah, they're just curled. Is that from moisture? Is that from the choice of gum that they went with? I'd say it's probably got to do with how they were stored, most likely. This is an interesting looking cancel. I don't. Oh, there must have been. That must be like a scene of a city, I think, is the design. I think we saw something similar earlier to that as well. This one also has some stuff going on. I mean, we've got, looks like an overprint. Not sure what that says or what's going on there. Interesting. I don't know if it's all just one overprint or two overprints because, excuse me, the green lettering in the middle seems to be its own overprint. Yeah. Just trying to stack them up. Okay, let's just toss them all back. Toss them all back in their little bin there. Yeah, to fix the curve of those stamps, I suppose I could. Oh man, I'm guilty of bending the perfs on that one. I felt it when I did it. Darn it. I suppose I could put them like in a stock book. There we go. And put them in between the pages, stack a couple of books, straighten them out over time. Okay, here we have Hungary, some more semi-postals. Looks like a little set of 4. Nice. Man, I do have a few of these glass seeds here, don't I? Holy moly. Okay, so let's spread some of these out, see what's going on. Looks like a bunch of different artwork. And, okay, well that one looks like a real cancel. I was going to say CTOs, but that kind of looks like a real cancel to me. Although maybe not. The one beneath it almost has the same cancel. Nah, it's probably a CTO. Nah, yeah, never mind. I think these are all CTOs. Cancelled to order, huh? Yeah, a bunch of different... Oh my gosh, I'm not even centered in the screen very well. I'm sorry, guys. There you go. Alright. There you go. A little bit better. Yeah. I like them. Yeah, man, you know, I'm like I'm reading these Hungarian words and names, and I mean, man, those are some weird looking names. I have no idea how to pronounce this stuff. At least with like Spanish, I can sort of try, or maybe French. I don't know, but these names are wacky. Like Esterhazy, okay, Madonna, that's not bad. So this maybe is a Christmas stamp or something. Okay, let me put these back. Alrighty. Onward to some sort of Sue sheet. Yeah, I mean, Jesus. I just don't know. Europe, something, something. Budapest, 85. Some kind of waterway here. Not really sure what this is commemorating. There's a lot of stuff going on there. It actually looks in pretty dang good shape. Wow. Man, it's nice to see that. Oh. Every now and then you get something that ain't messed up, huh? Put you right back in there, buddy. That's a cool little sheet. Okay, yeah, so a lot of stamps here. I'm going to be hasty with this one. We're just going to spread this out like I don't care. Let's just kind of spread it out and just see generally what's going on. There's just a bit too many to go one by one. Personally, I just don't feel like it. See if there's anything we haven't seen like that. Huh. What does it say? I don't know. Those look like postage dues. This one looks a little bit older, not much, but I don't think we've seen that yet. Looks like maybe a crown? Huh. Okay. Just kind of look through, spread them out, see what we can find, see if anything sticks out. Sticks out at me or whatever. Okay. Ah, it's a perfin. It's got three, you can't see it very well, but 3 holes punched in a triangular formation. 22nd of February. No, oh, it's ripped and stuff. It's all big old tear in the bottom. There you go. You can see the perfin's a little bit better there. A perfin. I haven't seen a perfin for a while. This one still has gum, like it's not been used, but it's clearly got some kind of cancel on it. Not sure if that's a CTO. Yeah, man, this kind of stuff, I mean, honestly, I could just put in my grab box. I'm not sure I really have any desire to keep this stuff. Some of it's actually kind of cool, but then another thought I have is I don't want to riddle my box with CTOs too heavily. So it's a concern of mine, but I know there will be CTOs in there anyway, so try not to sweat it, but yeah. I don't want to put too many. Okay, let me put all this back. Okie doke. Next one. I'm not sure I'm even going to spend much time there. Let's just spread them out. Looks like more of the same. Just kind of mixed up common stuff. So, yeah, nothing to really write home about. Okay. Oh, jeez. A lot of, I'm assuming, postage dues. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and bother to stamp identify this because I keep calling them postage dues. I'm not 100%. I'm just assuming that's what they are. Boo, boo, boo. Let's see here. Snap a pic. Okie doke.
This is a game. Why not revive me by watching it?
There we go. Just because I have to watch the ads doesn't mean you guys should have to. Okay, so they're calling this Red Black Postage Due Series 2 from 1964. Okay, well, I chose a different stamp, but yeah. Had a feeling, just looks like postage dues, so it looks like a glass scene full of postage dues and a bunch of other super common stuff. I'm not going to get into all of it. Yeah. Let's just move on. More of the same, you know? I don't mind looking through stamps, but I don't want to look through the same stuff over and over, so... Oh yeah, so anyway, the guy that works next to me, he didn't actually quit. He sucked it up, and he I was like, I thought you were quitting, and he's like, oh, no. He's like, I decided to stay. He's like, I'm a year and a half away from retirement, and I thought about what would happen when I go home and I tell my wife Okay, now you can get off of your fat butt and go work for the last year and a half so that we can pay off the mortgage. And he thought about how that would go. And he's like, okay, I guess I can't quit. Yeah. What are you thinking? What are you thinking, buddy? You're gonna go home and tell your wife after 20 years now she needs to start working again for the last year and a half to pay, or for the next year and a half to pay off the mortgage before you can both retire? Like, yeah, right. She would probably flip her lid. So he stayed. It was like nothing even happened after an hour or so. I was like, wow, Jesus. Okay, anyway. Alright, moving on. Next. 10FT. I don't really know what their currency is. I wonder if this face value... Oh, filler is what this says. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hungarian filler. I see the accent, so on the E, I don't know what that how to interpret that, but I'll just say filler. That's a very American way of reading that. Skiing stamp, 1998. Not super old. Might be a CTO. I'm not sure. Looks like I actually identified this. Number 3589. Wonder why I bothered. Oh, wow. Actually, come to think of it, it looks like there's a whole stack of them that I identified. Number 3570. Oh, man. Yeah, just CTO or not. I mean, I don't know. Really don't know, frankly. Let's see. 3519. Atlanta. Racquetball? Racquetball or whatever? Okay, number 3529. Almost thought it was Rodney Dangerfield at first glance. 3615 looks like a puppy dog. They're stuck together. Oh, don't know why. And cool, I got a new stock card. Delightful. Talk about something I haven't had to spend money on for quite a while is supplies. Thank God. Probably because I slowed down working on my collection altogether, but yeah, I just like haven't had to buy stock cards or glassines or, you know, mounts or that kind of stuff for quite a while. It's been nice. That doesn't look like a CTO, but I mean, it's just too sloppy of a cancel, right? It's like smeared. Sure it has gum. No, no gum. This might have been used. It's got a couple of hinges on there. Interesting. Oops. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, this is, without question, the longest span since I started collecting. I've gone without spending money. I mean, I feel like I haven't bought a stamp in at least a year or two. Holy moly. Rightfully so. I just don't have the money. Hopefully things are going to get better for me money-wise. Coming up, though, I'll have a big old Discover loan paid off in April. Thank God. $1,230 a month I've been paying for this loan for like 3 or 4 years or something. And it's like a $38,000 loan that I'm finally going to have paid off. So yeah, to like have that money back, man, it's going to be great. But reality is, it's just going to go on my credit cards, which, you know, it's fine. Whatever, progress is progress. However you look at it, pretty cool. Trains. Okay, looks like a Sioux sheet. India one and okay, I must have reused this glassine. Okay, this thing, I already see the creases and stuff. Definitely could be in better shape. And what do we have? CTO. It must have been a limited printing because of the number here, I'm assuming. (1526 to 1976). Oh, so yeah, 450 years. Yeah, I can't read it, so I don't really know what's going on there, but all I can really say is it could be in better shape. Okay, looks like one random up. There they are in the field again. Yep, that one is pretty common. Okay, we're getting closer. Okay, looks like another stack of super common minimal catalog value Hungarian CTOs, baby. Oh yeah. Dream come true, huh? Yeah, just more of the same. Let's just move on. Okay, this one has a little stack in here. Let's bother to look at it. Okay, well, I can tell you that I haven't seen this overprint yet. Banat Bauska, 1919. Interesting, interesting font, even. It's got some character to the font. Hinged, it looks like there is still gum. Somebody did write, looks like I think 897, possibly 892 in the corner. Huh. A bunch of common stuff. Some kind of weird looking building. Alright, we'll put that back. I was thinking about that lady that gave me that mean comment since I mentioned it. And, you know, like to say that I don't offer any information of educational value or something. The video was where we looked through a like 1950s album or something, and to say that, you know, like basically I take too long and I don't offer anything like any education or any of that. It's like, you know, a video like that, like the plan, it even says it, like we're just browsing, we're searching or browsing, whatever I said, through a 1950s international album. Like, I don't know what's in it either, you know? Like, we're gonna, that was the plan, was to casually stroll through an album and discover what it has inside together, you know? Like, that's what the video was planned to be, that's what it was, and, she found it just like some giant waste of time, and I'm just like, you know, what do you want me to do? None of my albums are incredibly valuable, and I would have to be really lucky to find something of great value anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I think about that stuff, like, sometimes people aren't wrong, you know? Even the nasty ones, there's lessons that could be learned or something from what they're saying. I just don't take it all to heart when they're mean, but this is a pretty cool looking sheet. All of these actually are pretty cool looking, frankly. Look in good shape. Let's see. Budapest. Yeah, just, man, can't read none of that. Some kind of dove. 1977, 78, Argentina, Hungary. I do like these. These are cool. I'm wondering if maybe this, maybe even this, maybe these four are also from the same series, possibly. They're pretty similar. Yeah. Don't know for sure, though. I don't think you guys can see this one very well. It's actually nice. I like that. Like I was saying, love variety, man. I like throwing some. I like seeing some sous sheets in here. Okay. Let's move on. Okie doke. So it looks like. Okay, yeah, that was it for the glass seeds. So let's take a look at these pretty filled in stock pages here with looks like a buttload of duplicates. Okay, so what is this stamp? Some kind of assembly. Almost looks like a Congress, Congressional Courthouse or Congress, something like that. probably all CTOs. I do see some fishies over here. Those are actually pretty cool. What are those? Barracuda or something? I'm not sure. I was almost thinking snakeheads for a minute. There's something I don't hear about anymore, snakehead fish. I feel like a decade ago or something, that was all I was hearing about. Maybe more, maybe like 15 years ago. Everybody was worried over here in the States about snakehead fish. They're going to take over. They're invasive. It was all over the place for a long time, and then I just never hear anything about it anymore. Pretty cool fish, though. I do think snakeheads are fascinating. Same one, same fish. I can tell a lot of this is similar stuff to what we've already seen. Postal horns. Hinged. Hold on, it's probably my Instacart shopper. Yep, it was my shopper. Emma. Alright, Emma. Let's see how you do. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything different. No, we've seen that. That's the guy with the rifle on his back. Let's see, all this looks like famous people. Huh. There's that crown again. Yeah, okay. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, big old partial sheet paint, I guess is what you'd call this. I don't know if you'd really call it a block of 5. I'd lean more towards partial sheet paint at that size, you know. These big ones. Go like that. Yeah, okay. So it's some kind of rocket ship. Okay. Yeah, looks like a bunch of CTO stuff. Okay, might be some interesting stuff. Yeah, Butterfingers this morning. I need to like put on some lotion. I feel like my skin is just like super slippery. I don't know why. Okay. Some overprints. These do look used. That one's damaged. Okay, kind of curious. Okay. I could see part of this cancel, and I wanted to see more of what it was about. Cool. No idea if there was any organization of these. Probably not. This one's funny. He cut out the CDS like that. I commend the effort. At the same time, bud, he could have just freaking cut a square out. But it's funny that he tried to follow the margins so much. I like that. That's a cool cutout. Okay, let me see what Emma wants. She keeps texting me. Alright. They didn't have the hot Italian sausage I wanted, so they're getting me a different hot Italian sausage. Good to know. Alright. No. Every time I get a notification, it means that there's an update to my order. So, darn it. Here we go again. Alrighty. She shopped for me before, this lady. I can see her little tiny picture and her icon. I'm like, oh wow, this lady shopped for me before. Okay, 1986 cover here. Okay, first day cover. Stockholmia, actually. 86. Budapest. Or Budapest, I guess. Yeah. I thought it said Budapest right there is where I was reading. But because the perfin, or the, not perfin, the perf punch out kind of made it look like an O. Okay, so 86 first day cover. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to turn my notification off. Sorry guys. I mean, she's going to keep on. They don't have the wine that I wanted. Man, come on. It's just one thing after another. Gosh darn it. Okay, shut the sound off. There you go, guys. Now you don't have to hear that. Sorry. What the heck? Not too worried about the wine. I always get cheap wine to cook with. Every recipe I ever read, they're always like, oh, make sure you get a really good quality bottle of wine, something that you would drink yourself. Like, why would I do that? I'm going to throw it into a sauce and cook all of it out. Like, I'm not going to spend $40 on a bottle of wine just to throw it in a spaghetti sauce. I'm sorry. I'm throwing a $12 bottle of wine in there, and I can't ever really tell the difference anyways, so. Okay, so we got sous sheets with some ships from 86, the same thing, Stockholmia. This is cool. This is a embossed foil. I don't know. Is this a cycle? Like, I don't know if it's, you call it a cycle or if that's really some kind of car. But you see the shine on that? Man, that thing's pretty, and it definitely is embossed because it's raised. I can feel it. And we've got some pretty cool. Looks like supercar. That looks like a Porsche. That looks like a Mercedes. Oh, it does say Mercedes. Oh, that's an Alfa Romeo there. Oh, that's a Volkswagen. Oh, no. Oh, okay. There's a Volkswagen. There's a Beetle up in the corner, and then that's a Porsche. Yeah, okay. I'm going to say, what the heck? Yeah, and then, okay, let me get these other stamps from my way. Okay, and then, these are the actual cars on the actual stamps on the cover. This is actually a nice little book. I like this. I don't use stuff like this myself, though. These with the little corner holders. You got to kind of bend it and slip it into the corner. I don't know. I really worry about if this construction paper is acidic or not also. But this paper being black, I'm not sure that I could use my acid pen on it if it would really show pink or yellow. I mean, just for the heck of it, let's give it a shot. Let me just see. I can't tell. I mean, it just looks like a black mark. I can't tell if it's purple or yellow or what. It just looks like I made a mark there. I mean, whatever. Not gonna worry about it. So continuing on with the same theme, we have another first day cover with the same, I guess, cachet. I don't know if you'd really call that a cachet or if that'd be classified differently when it's embossed on there, printed on there like that. But yeah, different cars, and then true to form, we have the same blocks of the same cars. This is nice. You know, it's organized and displayed well. I like it. This is also a pretty sheet. It does shine and glisten. Just a good looking sheet. Huh. It's cool. Okay, so this must be a first day cover album. Never know what to expect, huh? Just never really know for sure. Yep, first day, premier jour, Budapest, 86. I think they've all been 86 so far. There's the block, true to form. Here we are again, same thing here. 86, first day cover. Man, that's a big stamp. I've seen bigger, but that's pretty big. That's a pretty big stamp. I mean, just look at the size of this block of 4. Big. I'm not sure what this is depicting. Is Napoleon or something? I don't know. It's okay. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Okay, 86, first day cover. I'm not sure who that is. Interesting cachet there, though. Huh. We have our blocks. Here we go, another similar cover. Must be the same lady. 1986 again. And this one, so, oh yeah, okay, so it's a sue sheet, like a whole sue sheet, that you could take the stamp out. Okay. Oh, postcards. Okay. What game is that? Sitting volleyball? What? Since when? Who came up with this stuff? Sitting volleyball world championship? Okay, this looks like a oil extractor, I would guess. Okay, this postcard, some kind of plants. 1866, 1986. So 100-year anniversary, perhaps, of something. Okay, some kind of statue. Sorry, I don't have much to say. I don't really know. I can't read it, and I don't know what I'm looking at. Some sort of conference in Budapest. First day cover. Okay, a little block of 4. I wonder where I got this. I have no idea. Oh, that's cool. That's also raised. You probably, I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but yeah, that's definitely raised. Some kind of paint, but it looks like it's been printed on there. Semi-postal. Yeah, cool. Interesting. Are they even different? I think they're exactly the same. You just got 2 of them. Yeah. Alright, let's keep cruising. What? Oh man, it's my cousin's birthday today. I didn't know that. Oh shucks. I'll have to send him a message when I'm done here. Okay. What the heck? Thank God for smartphone reminders and calendars, because I would forget so much stuff without them, I tell you what. Okay, so this guy must have been some kind of pianist. 86, first day cover. And we've got our block of 4. I like this, man. I like this. This is organized and nice. It's good. Just simple, you know, and makes sense. Yeah. Things don't have to be complicated. You've got the cover, you've got the stamp. And there you go. Okay, let's see what else we got. Let's keep cruising. We go again. That definitely is raised. I can feel it under my finger. 86 with a little sous sheet. It's pretty cool. I think we saw that stamp earlier. Okay, let's take a look at this. 100 Eves. Yeah. And this is called a pentagon, right? Yeah. 5 points, I believe. Yeah, okay, pentagon. I'm going to go with the pentagon cancel. 1986. A little block there. First day covers, man. I have a subscriber. His name is Christopher. Haven't heard from him for a while, but hope he's still around, doing well. And he had like bought a giant load, like a big box of first day covers, and he offered to sell them to me, and I remember telling him, like, I'm so sorry, but like, absolutely not. It's like the last thing I want is a big box of first day covers. I've sold big boxes of first day covers on eBay myself after I bought them as part of collections. You know, they're just part of collections I'd buy. But once I realized what they were, I'm just like, ugh, like, I don't want this. You know, it takes up way too much space. I have way too many of them. They're virtually worthless. They're super common. and they're just like not my passion. And so I kind of have spent time and effort trying to get rid of first day covers out of my collection. And yeah, he felt bad. The guy he's not like made of money, and he's like, crap, I wasted a bunch of money buying a whole bunch of first day covers, and now I don't want them. He's like, what do I do with them? I said, sell them. I said, go on eBay and sell them. That's what I would do, man. Like, sorry, I'm not going to buy those from you, but somebody else will probably buy them. And I actually quite like this. Okay, this is sparkly. It glistens and sparkles, which you may not be able to see very well, but that's actually really pretty right in front of your face. I don't know what you call this, like cornucopia or something. Reminds me of like Fruit of the Loom boxers. That used to be their symbol or something. Yeah, and just like pretty stamps. Like, I actually quite like this. This is a cool looking cover to me. I like I don't know, I just like the way that they portrayed the fruits. They look delicious, don't they? Yeah, so we got our blocks. Yeah, I actually quite like that one. That right there is very cool. Once again, okay, with different fruits. These all look scrumptious as well. Yeah, very cool. Everything looks in good shape. Looks cared for. Okay, so now we move on to just random blocks. I guess a series of blocks, let's say. Not random, but a bunch of different architecture and housing. And okay, cool. And we got them on cover. That is also cool. Yeah, I like these. Yeah, they're all embossed or raised or whatever. However to describe that, I can feel them. And yeah, whatever, it looks like paint. Whatever kind of paint they're made with is raised up, and it kind of glistens. It's just nice to look at. So yeah, kudos to whoever made this. I like it. Okay, these are cool. Moving on to wildlife. What does it say? Scurus vulgaris. Not the prettiest name ever. Wonder what the vulgaris is about. Maybe he's got some gross habits or something. Looks like a house cat. What do you call those? Oh no, not a mole. I can't remember. Hedgehog. I think it's a hedgehog. Is it? They've only got the scientific name. I'm pretty sure that's a hedgehog. I'm not perfectly confident though, but cool looking bat. Yeah, and then we move on to this one. Sea otter, turtle. Looks like another otter. I don't know if it's a sea otter, but just an otter. Yeah, cool cachet. I do like that. Got a lizard in the cancel. These are cool looking. I like wildlife stuff, I'm a fan. Something that one day, if I have too many things that I would like to do in the stamp world, right? But one thing I would like is I'd like to do a thematic collection of dinosaurs. I think that'd be cool. I mean, who doesn't like dinosaurs, right? I mean, they're just cool to look at, I've seen some pretty cool dinosaur stamps, and I think if you accumulated all the different dinosaur stamps, you could put together a pretty cool looking album, especially if you used international stamps, Yeah, I think that would be cool. I'd like to do that one day, just for fun. Here we have all the different blocks. Yep, it's true to form, 86, first day cover. I have no idea who that is. Oh, okay, well, I do like that when they give information, so you can actually understand what's going on. That's cool. Pretty cool. Well, more even. Yeah, a whole nother card full of information there. Geez. I guess, like, in case you guys wanted to see it, you could pause. There's the first. And then there's the second. Want to learn a little bit of something about Hungary, huh? Check my phone. Oh, there's a notification. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So yeah, then we have our blocks with all the stamps on there. Let's see what's next. Mushrooms. I'm also, I don't know. I like mushrooms. They're cool. They're unique. So isn't the single largest living organism on the planet is a mushroom, right? Let me Google that again. The single largest living organism on Earth is a humongous fungus. That's just hilarious. Okay, it's called Armillaria ostoyae. Oh boy, I'm pretty sure I butchered that. They have in parentheses honey fungus. It's located in Oregon's Malheur National Forest, covering over 3.5 square miles, which is nearly 2,400 acres. It is a subterranean network that is estimated to be between 2,000 and 8,000 years old. It weighs thousands of tons, far exceeding any animal by mass. Wow, so yeah, biggest single living organism on Earth is a honey fungus. How about that? I mean, Jesus, 3.5 square miles. That's huge. Anyway, yeah. Random facts, huh? Okay, so 86, yep. Mushrooms, very cool. More of the same, but different mushrooms. Of course, psilocybin mushrooms just popped in my head. I don't know what to say. If you guys have ever done them, you know what's going on. Wow, those things are nuts. Cool fish. I like them as well. I don't think that they're... I mean, those look like betas to me. I mean, that maybe even... But it doesn't say that. Maybe they're not betas. Yeah, must be some other stuff. Other fish. That was it. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Be well. Be happy. Whatever you do, just try to enjoy yourself, you know? Try to find some happiness and be content and happy. Just do what feels right, feels good. Yeah? Yeah? Life's short. Have fun.